r/TalesFromRetail, episode 28. I want it on my card. Oh wait. As a cashier I process several refunds a day. I'll generally get some sketchy ones and some normal ones. There was one I processed fairly recently that was beyond sketchy. Let me explain something first though. The company I work for processes returns by scanning a barcode that comes printed on the bottom of every receipt. We scan the barcode, then the item, if it matches up with the receipt, and input the return price of said item. After the return is finished, you may purchase other items in exchange, or get the negative amount back in whatever way you paid with, except checks. That's another story. Now this is what's really confusing. If you return an item at a different store in exchange for another item at that same store, but you go to an entirely different store to return that exchanged item, you're stacking returns. The money coming back on that second return will go on a gift card instead of what you paid with in the first exchange. Why the registers do it this way, I'll never know. If you know, please enlighten me. Anyway, I had a guy give me a receipt from another store with a returned wheelchair on the top for $149.99. In exchange for this wheelchair, he bought a walker worth $129.99. Mind you, this exchange took place at an entirely different store. So he wanted to return the walker he just bought in an exchange. I said okay and processed it. As I mentioned earlier, whenever items are double stacked like this in a return, the difference will go back on a gift card. He went into a hissy fit saying, "Oh, my wife will kill me if I bring back a gift card. Can't you just give me cash, or just put the difference back on my debit card?" I sighed and told him, "No sir, we can't. The way these transactions are set up, whenever returns are double stacked like this, the register forces us to put the difference back on a gift card regardless of what you used to pay before." He pulled the classic line, "Let me speak to your manager." I called a manager over, and they were dumbfounded. They'd never heard of stacked returns before, and tried voiding the whole transaction. The manager processed the entire thing the same way I did, and didn't understand why the register did what it did. This guy kept insisting we just put the difference back on his card. We kept saying no, and he was getting angrier and sweatier. As soon as the manager mentioned that he could use the gift card at any of our other branches, he went, "Oh, I can. Cool. That works out then." He then walks away with gift card in hand and acting satisfied. I'm sorry, what? A manager mentions something that should probably be common knowledge based on how much he shops here. The only thing that can satisfy him is a manager's decision. I wanted to punch a wall after that encounter. I cannot do that, sir. That would be a breach of privacy. Obligatory info. I work as a department lead in a retail store that sells everything from home goods to apparel to groceries. We have a desk area on the sales floor that has a computer and a few other things there. The amount of people who think it's a register is kind of astounding, but that's not really the point of this story, even though that's how it began. I was standing at this computer with my scanner looking up stuff in our system to update out of stocks in my department when a man came up. Me, "Hello, can I help you with anything today?" Him, "Yes, I'd like to check out me." "Oh, I'm sorry, this isn't a register, but there's one just over this way." I indicate the direction of the nearest register. Him, "Oh, okay, you know, my kid works here." Me, "That's nice, it's a good job, I've been here a while." "Who is that?" "I might know them." Him, "Name I don't know." Me, "I don't know that person, but I'll keep an eye out for them and say hi if I see them." Him, "You know, kid lives with me. I can't remember their phone number for their card, can you look it up?" He indicates the computer I'm at. Me, "I'm sorry, I don't have access to other employees' phone numbers and that isn't something we would be allowed to give to a customer even if I did." Him, "Why not? They are my kid." Me, "I cannot confirm that in any way." Him, "I have it." He starts to pull out his wallet. Me, "I'm sorry, but I still wouldn't be able to confirm that name is your child. Are they working today? You could find the man." Him, interrupting. No, don't you think I would have done that already? Me, I'm sorry. Him, I want to talk to a manager. Me, I'm the acting manager on shift today. Him, I want a real manager. Yes, he said it like that. Me, the manager of my department is not in the store at the moment. I can call. Him, interrupting. You are not a manager. Points at my name tag. Your tag does not say manager. I want Kit's phone number now. Me, I'm sorry but I cannot do that, sir. It would be a breach of privacy. I can call. Him, interrupting. I'm Kit's father. I want the number. I just pulled out my phone and called another department manager over while he was yelling this at me. Him, don't ignore me. Get off the phone. Me interphone. Hi, name, it's Queen Frankie 420 inches, department. I have a customer over here at location, and he's asking to speak to a manager. My manager is on lunch and not in the store right now. Could you possibly come over? He's screaming at me the entire time and the other person says what in the world? I can hear him over here without the phone. I'll be right there. Me interphone. Thanks to customer, name, is on their way over to talk to you. Him, why don't you just do your job and give me the GD phone number? I ignored the question. Name, will be here in a moment to address that issue. He kept yelling at me and I repeated that line twice before the manager finally got there. I don't know exactly what happened after that because they walked away together and I stayed there to complete my job. Where do you go to pick up online orders? This is my first post, but I felt this story was interesting enough to be shared. So I work at a grocery store, and I stand at the door all day, which means I answer the questions of every customer coming in with one. This couple came in and asked me a very simple question. Where do you go to pick up online orders? Now, the self-checkout is in front of my door, but to the right a little. If you look straight ahead you'll see all the way to the other side of the store to a set of doors leading to the back. If you look straight ahead and to up a little, you'll see a sign saying pickup. So, naturally, I pointed to the sign. Pickup is that way. The customer looked ahead, but not up. So, we go to the back of the store? No, see the sign. Right there? Are you saying we go to the back to pick up online orders? No, at this point I had realized they hadn't and were not going to see the sign, so I pointed in the same direction it was pointing. Pickup is over there. I have forgotten their exact words by now, this was a few months ago, but the couple kept on asking if it was in the back and not really listening to me until they decided to go ask another employee by self-checkout for clarification. I could hear them say that I don't know where pickup is, and as an employee she should know where it is. As soon as they were gone, my coworker came up to me and was like, pickup is, I know where pickup is. I was pointing at the sign there, I pointed at the sign, and when they still didn't understand I pointed that way, I pointed to the right, but they would not listen to me. And that was that. Except it wasn't. So then I get another coworker a few minutes later trying to tell me where the pickup is. AMD I have that exact conversation, again. And again. Except when the third coworker came up to me, as I was explaining to her that the customers weren't listening to me, one of the customers came up and apologized to me because she wasn't aware it was my first day. I'd been there for a week. Anyway, after that people stopped bothering me about pickup. The worst part of it is that pickup is right along the wall. You walk in, turn right and there it is. You can't miss it. Edit, I can't leave the door. I couldn't just leave them there. Well, if the shoe fits. I know this has happened 5 hours ago, but this still pisses me off to no end. Since I live in a college town where I work, football Saturday is *CUH-RAAAAZY*, not to mention a little headache inducing. So, we had a woman who was in her early to mid-20s, we'll call her Almighty Queen Bee, or AQB for short, come in to buy a few things, and I went to cash her out when I forgot to ring up her drink *DAMMIT, so I asked her if the drink was hers as well and GT, AQB, UHH, yeah? Why didn't you scan it the first time? And GT, me, I'm sorry, ma'am, I just didn't see it. I thought it was the woman's right behind you. And GT, AQB, asterisk, scoffs, asterisk whatever. Everything was going okay for a minute until I went to give her the receipt the way that I give receipts to all people, in a gentle yet firm way so nobody would forget it. She goes and says this, and GT, AQB, okay, what was that? And GT, me, what was what? And GT, AQB, the way you gave me that receipt. You know, I was gonna bite my tongue about you, but this is fucking ridiculous. And GT, me, asterisk, confused, asterisk ANH, and GT, AQB, asterisk, absolutely fuming now, asterisk you shoved the receipt into my hands. What am I to you, the lowest scum of the earth or something? And that's when the woman right behind her, we'll call her awesomely snarky customer, or ASC for short, started murmuring under her breath. And GT, ASC, asterisk, mumbles, asterisk well, if the shoe fits. Oh, I was half wishing for her not to hear that. Foo, too late. And GT, AQB, what did you just say? And GT, ASC, asterisk, completely stone-faced, asterisk nothing. And with that, she lost it, and just before storming out, she left us with this beautiful sentiment, and GT, AQB, asterisk, flipping the whole store off, asterisk fuck you. And to make matters worse, the way she swung the door open on her way out, you'd think the door would fall straight off the hinges. The woman behind her, and her friend just looked at each other like, what the ever-loving fuck, and started laughing. And GT, ASC, asterisk, laughing, asterisk I was gonna bite my tongue about asterisk HER asterisk, but, asterisk, imitating AQB, asterisk that was fucking ridiculous. I almost felt terrible for bursting out laughing then, but that pepped me up to the point that I almost forgot about it. All this time I was scanning ASC's items. We talked for a little bit and she reassured me that what had happened was nothing to worry about. She said, girl, there are a bunch of people like her out there, so get ready. Am I ever asterisk am I ever /s? The patient lady. This is mighty foo mildly, or, if you prefer, the patient lady, place. I was ringing up a man who then got distracted and went to do more shopping. An elderly couple comes to the counter and is ready to check out, so I started helping them instead. We make some chit chat and I run her card. Then I realize that I charged her for about $40 worth of the first man's purchase. I never cleared it out. No problem, I explained what happened, voided the transaction, and gave her the new receipt with the correct items. She and her husband are very pleasant, kind, and understanding. I apologize again, everyone is happy, and they leave. 5 minutes later I get a phone call. It's place. Somehow I forgot to delete one of the man's items from her total, or $3 chocolate. So I fix it again for her, while she is on hold. I apologize profusely, thank her for her patience, and then she thanks me. This lady is so sweet that she thanks me for fixing my own mistake. So thank you place. I wish there were more people like you in the world. Just know that I paid it forward and tried to be as kind and patient as you for the past 10 hours. Can I get some change? So something happened at the retail store I work at today that I want to share. I was behind the cashier counter and a woman comes in, holding two $20 bills, and asked me if I was the manager as she needed change. I'm thinking that she's a worker from another store in the mall I work in. I was not the manager, so I called for our new sales lead that was on the floor, as our store manager and co-manager were in the back room, and sales leads are technically managers of the store when the co-manager or store manager aren't around or they're at the store. The sales leads at our store also have the ability to open the cash register when it's not for a purchase, and I was thinking that she had already been trained to do so, even though she was relatively new. The lady told her that she needed change, and our new sales lead then went to the back to ask if we could even give her the change. Like I said before, the woman was holding two $20 bills asking for change. She was asking for either $21 bills or $25 bills, as $25 bills equal $20 or something along that line, because in my head either $25 bills does not equal $20, 4 does. Heck, it doesn't even equal $40 since she had two $20 bills. But I didn't say that out loud, lol. Our new sales came back and told her that we wouldn't be able to give her change, and she just walks out the store without saying anything. How rude. I asked our new sales lead what did they say when she asked if they could give the woman change, and she said we aren't a bank. I immediately knew that it was our co-manager that answered with that, lol. And honestly, she's right, because we need our money in order to give change to customers who are purchasing their items with cash or are doing cash returns. Plus it turns out that the woman wasn't an employee from another store, just a regular person roaming the mall, so we definitely couldn't give her change. I was just stuck on the fact that she literally said that $25 bills would be the change for $20. You know how sometimes a person says something that makes you go what in your head? That was one of those situations, lol. Told my mom about it sometime after I got home, and she told me that she was probably trying to get more money from us. Maybe she was right.